almost ready to go here. Before we do, let's give you our principal financial edge of the game. 3-point shooting, Mike. Clemson's got the obvious advantage there.
Yeah, should be an advantage, second in the conference in that category. About even in offensive reboundings. Free throws, a little bit of the advantage to Virginia, but they've made the fewest free throws of anybody in the conference, so shooting it well, just not getting there a lot.
Our officials, Gary Roger Ayers and Michael Stevens, are underway. Clemson in their home white, Virginia in their road blue uniforms. Here is K.C. Rivers, the senior. Yanatola.
Well, we talked about turnovers being an important part of what's happened to Clemson here, and with a brand new starting lineup, ball handling could be a little shaky with this group. They haven't played much together.
Rivers lost it out of bounds. It'll belong to Clemson with 11 seconds on the shot clock. There's K.C. Rivers, 90 wins in his career. You know,
and I have mixed feelings about starting seniors, the guys that haven't played a lot. It's a nice gesture, and it's clear that Oliver Purnell has invested a lot emotionally in these guys, but this is a critical game. You don't want to get off to a shit.
Under 5 on the shot clock. DeMonte Stitt has to hurry. That's a shot clock violation. Calvin Baker bothered the shot.
You can see in that first possession, it's a group that just has not played together much.
There's Dave Leto, fourth season. 2007 ACC Coach of the Year. It's been a tough year. How about Yanatola? The senior knocks the ball away from Solomon Tapp. And quite a hand for Yanatola. Fourth-year walk-on out of Tega Cay, South Carolina.
Right, and this is what Clemson basketball is all about. They're going to get a lot of pressure. Yanatola quickly out after a minute, but a nice hustle play on.
Terrence Oglesby, regular starter at that position. Great three-point shooter in to replace him.
One of the things that Virginia had success with, Mike, up in Charlottesville was spreading Clemson out and driving.
Taken away almost by Sylvan Landesberg. He was on the inline when he knocked that ball away. There's Oliver Purnell, sixth season. He's a finalist for the Henry Ibo Award, the National Coach of the Year award given by the Basketball Writers Association.
Well, certainly another trip to the NCAA tournament in the future of the Clemson Tigers.
But trying to end this regular season on a positive note here. Rivers' first shot. Sykes, offensive board.
A nice play by Soroye to cover it up. Clemson, we touched on it, one of the keys to the game, offensive rebounding. Nobody getting a botting on him, but Soroye, who is starting in place of Hassan Sen, another good shot blocker, cleaned up the mistake.
Hassan Sen sprained his ankle 2 games ago against Miami, missed the game against Wake Forest this weekend and will not play tonight. Landesberg. Strong, and there's a foul underneath. Foul's going to be on Booker, his first.
They can ill afford to get him into foul trouble, and Soroye makes that play happen because he stays active on the offensive glass.
Tunji Soroye, senior out of Nigeria, played season-high 26 minutes on Saturday against Wake Forest.
Right, you are not going to get many points out of Tat or Soroye. Most of the scoring from this group is going to come from the perimeter.
Solomon Tat started the last 7 games, and to illustrate your point, hadn't scored in the last 3. And Tat travels, turns it over.
Yeah, see, that can't be a good indicator for Virginia. Solomon Tat spent most of that possession dribbling the basketball and then trying to make something happen. That's not his game. He is primarily a screener in what they do.
And again, hasn't scored a point in the last 3 games. Here Clemson still looking for their first points. We've played a little over 2 minutes.
It's going to take a while for K.C. Rivers to settle in. I think it's a very emotional night for him. It may take a few minutes for everything to calm down.
Stitt under 10 on the shot clock. Good defense by Virginia. Oglesby just tried to heave something up there and draw a foul. Didn't do it.
Boy, a couple of really loose possessions for Clemson, not getting anything to the rim and the clock on their back.
Feed inside to Soroye, and he's fouled by Raymond Sykes. First foul on Sykes, a senior from Jacksonville. Mike, it was a very emotional senior ceremony. Oliver Purnell had tears coming down his eyes. Casey Rivers, Raymond Sykes, both crying. I do think it's going to take a few minutes.
No, it is, and it's an incredible. Realize this is the last night they're going to play in this building. 4 years have gone by so quickly, and it was clear how much Oliver Purnell cares about his players, the way he reacted.
Baseline jumper by Calvin Baker. The three is good. He's got all 5 points in this game.
Well, he's been scoring double figures the last 4 games, but not a great three-point shooter, Mike. 29% on the year, so I think you can take your chances with him, but he's playing much more confidently lately.
At 13 Saturday in the loss to Wake Forest, he was 6 for 9. There's the first bucket by Clemson, the senior Sykes.
Coming off a 10-point effort against Florida State, so he's seeing a little bit of a bigger basket.
First meeting between these two teams, Sykes had a pretty good game, had 11 rebounds against the Cavs. Three a little strong. Here comes Rivers.
And that's what Oliver Purnell talked about, not trying to make the home run pass every time out. Make good, solid passes. It's those make-or-break ones that get them into trouble.
Here's Tapp, Booker guarding him. Calvin Baker around the Soroye screen. Good screen by Tunji Soroye, and Baker able to get open, and now he's got 7.
Well, and the screen served its purpose because he was able to get Stitt on his hip and just lean past him.
Sykes works against Soroye. Short. Timeout on the court. Calvin Baker has scored all 7 Virginia points. They're up 7-2. The Clemson Tigers, who forced 20 Virginia turnovers in that first game. Virginia's been turning the ball over some lately.
Yeah, and that's what Clemson is all about. They're going to apply 40 minutes of pressure to you, Mike, and they want it to be the cumulative effect over the course of the game, but they did turn them over 20 times. The key in that game, though, is that Clemson turned it over 21 times. They need to have a positive turnover margin or opponent in every game.
Clemson in ACC play is 1-5 when they have 15 or more turnovers, 7-1 when they have 14 or less. Illustrate your point. Casey Rivers on the bench, and I'm sure Oliver Purnell wants him just to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, just come in, take a breath, and I'm sure that his next tour of duty out on the floor that he'll be just fine.
David Potter, Andre Young, Dre Grant are into the game. Sykes. Foul on the way up. Raymond Sykes will go to the line. Soroye picks up the foul. It's his first.
Well, I like the two-man action between Potter and Sykes. After he set the screen, Sykes not giving up on the play, coming right to the basket and getting with a shot blocker like Soroye. You have to go right to his body. Raymond Sykes
hits his first free throw. He's got all 3 Clemson points. Just a 54% free throw shooter.
Well, that all being said, Mike, this Clemson team much improved to 68% as a team, which is a much better number than they've had historically.
And Sykes, who's coming off a pretty good game Saturday, had 10 points and 4 blocked shots. Sammy Zaglinski into the game now for Virginia. Turnover Cavaliers. Here come the Tigers.
Virginia really paying a lot of attention to Oglesby, staying with him an extra step or two when he comes off that screen. He's in range right now with the ball.
Yeah, he's never seen a shot he doesn't like. Shot clock approaches 5 seconds. Sykes to Grant. Dre Grant and 1.
Well, that was a risky pass by Sykes because I thought he had the clock on his back, and I thought he almost surprised.